안녕하세요. 저는 드라고시입니다. 만나서 반갑습니다. 한국어 잘 못해요. My name is Dragoș. I'm part of the Flippando team, and I will try to explain what we build and why we built this project. So we can advance the next slide. Flippando is a fully on-chain memory game. It's a game fully written on Solidity. The entire logic resides on-chain. By leveraging proof of attention, Flippando enables the creation of NFT primitives, potentially leading to an on-chain economy of virtual goods. Moving forward. The game is very simple. The game goal is to remember the territory. The game starts with an empty matrix. The user taps a matrix consisting of specific visuals, uncovering the tile behind it. Each tap is a transaction, making the game fully traceable. There are potentially unlimited types of tiles that we can be attaching to these events. This MVP has colors, square, dice, and hexagrams. In this specific slide, we use a potential use case in which we are trying to onboard users on various blockchain platforms, like using logos of some familiar blockchains, I would say. Let's move forward. Game mechanics. There are 2 levels designed right now and enforced on the blockchain. Level 1 has a board size of 4 by 4. There are 8 games by level, and the average time of finishing this level is 40 minutes. Level 2 has a board size which is bigger, so the game is a little bit more difficult, by 8 by 8, and 64 games which will take between 5 and 6 hours to finish. And like I said, there are also game type which can be attached to each session, which is now color, dice, or hexagram. Moving forward. What happens when the matrix is solved? Because this is where the game actually starts. After a matrix is solved, it can be turned into an on-chain NFT, which is basically an SVG string. The NFT minting triggers an ERC20 token called Flip, minting as well, and that token is locked inside the NFT. The ratio at which we start this locking is 1 flip per 1 selected NFT. So if you solve the game, you would be able to win 1 flip, but that flip is locked inside the NFT. The flip token can be unlocked only if somebody else used that NFT as a building block for a larger composite NFT made of the basic building blocks. And here you can see an actual NFT that we built with building blocks that we generated during training. We don't know yet how to call that thing, maybe Flippity, but it's a very nice and cute guy. I think he's Kiwaweo. Can we move? What we did at the Glitch Hackathon, we actually implemented the smart contract suite entirely on the Polygon ZK EVM testnet. This wasn't without some hurdles. Basically, the randomness is a little bit more difficult and different in this type of ZK EVM. Also, some opcodes are not implemented, but luckily we managed to deploy a functional game. We also deployed and developed the entire ERC20 token mechanics and integration, the smart contract, and the composite NFT mechanics and integration. Everything is enforced on chain. So the game consists of a suite of smart contracts which are fully functional right now, and they are residing on a ZK AVM Polygon virtual machine. What are the potential use cases of this? Probably the most important one, and the main reason behind building this type of game, is creating non-degen, deceptively simple games that can trigger mass adoption, and that even a kid can play without knowing that he's actually on a blockchain, and with parents subsidizing the gas fees, everything being so transparent that they don't even know they are on Web3, they are on Web 2, but with Web 2 capabilities. Another use case is to reduce onboarding friction in any app, game, or event by leveraging visuals. So instead of having colors or dice or hexagrams, we can have boards made with logos of companies, like we saw in the first slide. We can also have brands or products for a company that will launch a specific type of products. We can also have treasure hunt goods. All of these are actually made to be memorized by the user playing the game. And one other use case, which is actually actively discussed at the moment, is building blocks for other games, creating territory or landscapes or bricks that can be used in a cross-chain multiverse. Basically becoming the provider of maps or territory or things that can be assembled, like for those of you who remember Roblox in the early day, that can be created into physical artifact, into real estate, into virtual real estate. Last but not least, I would like to introduce my team, and I would like to tell you that we never saw each other before that. We met at this hackathon. Some of the members I literally met on site. So please give a round of applause for Eunbi Byun. She's behind, she's doing the slides. Let's congratulate her. Eunbi Byun. She's doing UX. I also want to congratulate Chuyong Park. She was the project manager. She was literally wiping us every day. Please congratulate my friend. Hyunjin Moon, also UX designer. Also, she made the tiles and she made the flippity flap thing here. A huge round of applause for Hyunjin Moon. Thank you. And that's me, Dragos. We can advance the slide. So that was it. That was the entire presentation. We are ready to show you a tiny little demo of how the game is played, because although it is simple, I think it will be even more simpler to see how the game is played. We can start trying to run a little bit of a demo. We are trying to create a new game. I will try to explain what's happening. We are sending a request on the blockchain, which will trigger a MetaMask gas approval transaction. And at this moment, there is an entire board which is initialized and created on blockchain. You can see a little bit of the UI, the placeholder for the sold NFT. There are already 2 sold NFT on the level 1. And there are types of game like colors and dice and hexagrams. Maybe some of you will recognize those hexagrams. They are on the flag of Korea, some of them. Now, we tap the first 2 squares. Now, we send a transaction to the blockchain, and we are waiting to see if those 2 tiles are matching. Unfortunately, they don't. But we need to remember the location, because next time we're going to click, there will be the same color behind that thing. Now we're trying to do another thing, another transaction. And we'll see if we get the same color, or if we get colors that are identical, and that will help us uncover the tile. Oh, it looks like we have something that we can work on. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Raise your hand if you think it's going to be okay. How many of you think it's going to be good? We're going to uncover. Let's see. No, I think it's the top left, you know? Yeah, okay. So now you see how the game can create a little bit of engagement, actually more than a little bit of engagement, and keep you, okay, and keep you glued to the monitor. During the first round of presentation, we got a question related to how easy it is to cheat this game. Wouldn't be a way for the malicious user to look at the deployed board on blockchain and inspect that blockchain and inspect that board and says, in that corner there is that color, in that corner there is that color. The answer to this is that we actually don't have a solved board. We are building the board with each click that we are making, with each tap. So every time a user tap, we are generating random numbers on behind, a pair of random numbers that are then challenged to the actual user. Whatever we built remains built and can be inspected, but the other part of the board is virtually unexplored territory, and it cannot be cheated. That thing may constitute the basis of a protocol in which we are creating proof of attention and in which we are leveraging and enforcing traceability of each and every game played. If you look at the blockchain and you try to scan, based by the idea of the game that you see there, you can actually replay the game following each transaction in various blocks. That was it. If you have any question.
All right. Thank you very much.
I have
Let's
a
give
question.
him a round of applause.
Yeah, good job.
We've got one question right over here.
Yes, hi. Thank you for the presentation. Is this a unique original game, or who owns the IP to this game?
Could you describe where this originated from, please?
It is something that I made. If you think about IP, you should be a little bit more clear.
No, so you invented this game is my question. And have you deployed it, or is this the first deployment of this game?
I deployed on various blockchains, some of them on the Cosmos ecosystem, on any EVM-based blockchain that I could find. I deployed in order to see if there are problems, to try to find deterministic deployment on all these blockchains, to maybe have a deployment at the same time in many blockchains. Right now it's deployed on Polygon ZK EVM, Polygon Mumbai, Goerli, and Evmos testnets.
Great. Well, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, we've got one last question right back in the back.
Hi, it's Kim from Scalin. Are you working on a way that you don't need to sign every time you play?
Yes, we're thinking about using account abstraction and using paymaster infrastructure. This can be achieved in a variety of ways, but probably with account abstraction, which already exists on Polygon, we can do that. During the hackathon, we just built an MVP. Once we deploy, that paymaster can be owned by a parent that pays the gas fees for a user, and that will streamline the interaction, or that paymaster can be used by a company that will sponsor certain type of games. And there's another use case related to this. If a company wants to sponsor, they can adjust the number of flip tokens that are minted inside each NFT. So we start with 1 token for 1 NFT, but a company could say, okay, we are giving away 5 tokens for 1 NFT. That will incentivize users to go to play that specific game, because if anyone uses that NFT, it will unlock 5 tokens or stuff like that. There is some work to be done around tokenomics, but basically that's the direction we're going.
All right. And I'm sorry, we have no more time for other questions. Sorry for the people who had other questions.
One more?
Let's give one more round of applause.
Thank
for
you.
Flippando.